giving somebody a fist bump. Mm-hmm. All right, Ma, your Biden. He went to the United Auto Workers picket line today.
They invited him though, right?
Yeah, they invited him. Do you know that they said it was some people who drove by?
He's what?
The first president to do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know they said it was some people who actually drove by and yelled out racial slurs.
Right to the brothers?
I guess, because there's white people out there too.
What did they was just talking to the brothers? Because there's a lot of people, different race out there.
I don't know. Well, you know they too stupid. So most people that are all people that are prejudiced are stupid. Yeah. President Joe Biden is in Michigan Tuesday and walked the picket line with members of the United Auto Workers Union amid an ongoing strike against the nation's three largest automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. Now, you said Ford was thinking about doing something?
I think Ford answered the concerns that the UAW had. Uh-huh. The other two, I don't think, have come up to to discuss anything in detail. Right? Okay. I'm thinking it's three truck companies or three automobile companies.
Okay.
And we're hearing Ford is on board. Okay. What about the other two?
Okay. Well, Biden's trip and the historic presidential appearance on a picket line comes as he faces political pressure to ramp up his public support for union members. Now, you know why he's under pressure right now, right? Mm-hmm. Last year, I don't know if everybody remembers, around November 2022, the railroad strike. I don't know if you remember that.
They sure did.
They were going to, and Biden went against the railroad workers.
Yeah.
He said he put it in law that they couldn't strike.
It was something that I know. Remember, you were saying about if the trains can strike, can the planes do too?
Biden said, if they strike the railroad, it would cripple the country. That's what I was saying about Reagan when he said about the airline. There's certain strikes where I think they step in and say, Well, that's what he did last year. And so some people were saying, I thought you was a union guy. I thought you was for the workers. I thought you was. He had this came around. So he had to. He has to make a strong presence that I'm for unions. I'm for, the laborers.
The thing is, you can be for union workers. Right. And every situation is different, though. You don't do a blanket. Exactly. Every single union. Okay. Teachers union, all that. What are they fighting for? What do they need?
Right.
And then you look at the list.
That's like,
you guys are not being fair to the companies.
That's like, I don't believe in all women are right. Yeah. That whole thing, hashtag, all women are right or something like that. I don't look at that.
What do you mean all women are right?
When you come out and say that somebody assaulted you.
Oh, okay.
All women. No, I'm looking at each case. She could be a liar.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all women are right. I'm not going to believe you just because you're a woman.
Thank you.
So the same way I think that's, to me, the approach should be for the strikes.
Yes.
Look at what they're asking for. Look at what the company's doing. Now, what I was reading last year, not only did he say it would cripple the country if the railroad strike, but he also said apparently there were talks before and they had come up with a tentative agreement. And then he heard that then the workers were still trying to strike. So he wasn't in for that. If we sit down at the table and we both say work out something, that's it. Right. You walk away from the table. You can't go away next month and then come back and say, oh, yeah, by the way. That's kind of what he was saying, what they was doing. Right. And he said he didn't agree with that.
Right.
So that's why.
That makes sense.
But although I'm not a Joe Biden, I will say from what I've always known, he's been a union guy.
Okay.
He's a union guy. He's a labor guy, and then he'll always talk about Pennsylvania.
It makes sense.
In
a lot of people's minds, it makes sense to have a union. A lot of people don't understand. Remember when unions started to form?
Right.
And people were mad about that.
Now I'm laughing because former President Donald Trump, he's going to be there tomorrow.
Right.
To deliver a speech to current and former union members in Detroit. What kind of speech is he going to deliver?
Is it similar
when has he ever been union?
the speech that he gave, the clipping that The View showed about him talking about the whales, the dolphins.
Oh my God.
We should have talked about that, because that's what he's gonna be talking about. Stuff like that.
No, he's losing it. He said that
Dolphins are in trouble.
The Dolphins. He said that the windmills.
What the? This make you cuss.
Now the windmills. He may not be that off. It's just the way he explained it. Yes. He's a moron.
Yes.
What I believe is happening is the ones that are in the middle of the ocean or whatever, or however, they're crashing into them.
Yeah. We need to get rid of the windmills.
How about let's figure out a way to where we can make something around the parameter
where they won't be injured,
where they won't crash into them.
That's what he'll talk about at the UAW.
Is he going to talk about
conversation about the windmill?
Is he going to talk about the illegal immigrants that he has working for him on his Trump locations instead of union workers? What is he possibly going to say to laborers?
I want to hear it.
This is going to be amazing.
Think about this. That's another reason why people are so amazed that
we don't know what he's going to say.
You be sitting there like this. Let me get my popcorn.
What is he
this reality say? TV? Okay, what is Trump going to say?
I think he's going to talk about let's all a drinking game. I bet you he's going to bring up like what I just
99
said.
Bottles of beer on the wall.
I bet you he's going to bring up what I just said.
What?
Joe Biden wasn't for the train
workers. It's going to dog him out.
So he's not for you.
Yeah.
I bet you he's going to. Let's see if he says that,
guys. Don't trust him. He didn't even. He fell through for the train. The people, the union for the train union,
and he's only feeding you lies. What else could he say?
Well, we know he's going to talk about Biden and his whole connection with this, and he may.
Oh, the electric cars.
Oh, okay.
He's going to say, how is he for you? He's pushing electric cars. That's going to end up getting rid of all y'all jobs anyway. Because the batteries and everything aren't even made here.
They're made in China, aren't they?
Which I actually believe too. Joe Biden hasn't talked about the connection between electric cars and American workers.
They may get them in the when they do another debate.
The
actual debate.
If he goes against Nikki Haley, she'll eat him up.
Yeah, she will.
If he goes against
she won't probably
Trump,
win, like you said. Trump
she won't. Yeah, it'll be Trump. He'll talk about the electric cars. So let's see what he's going to talk about. The other day,
when does he go? When is this date?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
The other day, when you were saying about he was talking about the whales, he thought he was running against George Bush. He said the last Bush that I ran against, he said he tried to start a war.
He said the last Bush I ran against,
which is Jeb. Remember, he ran against Jeb Bush.
Oh, that's right.
He thought he was running against George Bush. Later on, he said Jeb.
Oh,
but he's losing
That's right. It was a brother Bush that was running against him.
He's losing it.
Well, that's what they talked about in The View today.
Yeah,
they talked about ageism.
He's like Biden.
And Whoopi brought up a good point. She said, you're trying to get rid of old people, everybody. We know, we understand. Let the younger generation in. Let the new minds and the fresh thoughts. But also don't disrespect wisdom, people who are wise.
Right.
And she said, is he not doing his job? He's fallen. Yeah. I've fallen. And Joyce said, I've tripped in my own house. But what does that mean? Is he not doing his job? Alyssa had to say, yes, he's doing his job. He's showing up and he's doing it. He's making decisions and whatever. But we do need to talk about the age. But she said on the other side of that, Trump is only 2-3 years behind him.
Right.
He's just as close to doing some crazy stuff.
But his mind is losing it. Because he said Jeb tried to start a war. And it's like, no, that's George.
Yeah.
He's mixing them up.
Weapons of mass destruction.
He's an idiot. Both of them.
But you know what my prayer was too? Aside from him being, Lord Jesus, save him. Save his soul, Lord. Save him.
Both
Trump. Well, all of them, really, if they're not. But one of the things I was saying, Lord, if he's not competent, let it reveal. Let us know. We gotta know, because the mega people, I don't know how much you can support him when he starts talking about dead people and they're in his life now and he's seen somebody come in his room.
They'll make they'll make an excuse for it.
How you gonna make an excuse for him saying that he saw somebody dead walk in his room?
They'll say even though he saw he'll say Abraham Lincoln walked in his room and had a talk with him.
Exactly.
And they'll say that shows you how connected he is with the spirit world. And a lot of people aren't. And Joe Biden should be lucky enough to have Abraham Lincoln walk into his room and talk to him. They'll spin it, Lenore, I'm telling you.
Well, it sounds like what Sarah and them said today on The View when the Hutchison girl was talking.
Yeah.
They said, you were in a cult. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's a cult.
You was caught up. You was like this when he came in the room.
Yeah. Because when he was in the gun shop, Marjorie Taylor Greene was standing there. And you could have, if you could, the smile, the only time you see her smiling, she was amazed. She was so happy.
But you know the sad thing about a cult, I keep thinking about Jim Jones and the guy.
Yeah, they go. Soon you're gonna have to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, everybody was drinking that Kool-Aid. Boy, they was like.
Well, everybody in his thing has to drink the Kool-Aid sooner or later. They get sacrificed. Yeah. That's why Vampire Giuliani's being sacrificed now. He don't like it either. You see that? Right. He's paying everybody's bills but his. What about me?
You running out of money. You don't have no money.
All right. Okay. Aaron says, what are y'all ladies' opinion on Gavin Newsom? I already said this on the preview.
Did he make the announcement that he running?
No. He's just asking if he was running for president.
Oh, if he ran.
I already spoke about Gavin. I think you're not as against him as much as I am.
Gavin would be running for
He's
Democratic,
too liberal for me. But he might be their best
I'm thinking right now, I wouldn't shake the tree. I think nobody should run. Let Biden do his thing and just hopefully we can get through this. Anybody else step in the water? They because you were even giving good suggestions on the independent people.
They're not gonna.
What's his name? What's the black guy?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
No, with the afro.
We know. I can't think of.
He's running for independent or whatever that other party is. People's like, no, you already. We're trying to
start with a C.
Yeah. We're trying to hold on as many votes as we can because
I hate when you ask stuff and then I can't think of it.
He's a professor at he's at Harvard or Yale. Yeah, he's running. And people are like, no, you're gonna split the votes. No, Kennedy, no. It's a hard enough time getting Cornell. Biden is barely getting votes. So if anybody else step in, Trump gonna win.
Well, whatever.
Trump is gonna win.
Well, we'll see. But let's see what happens here. But very interesting, y'all. So let's see what he says tomorrow at the Union. I want so bad for people to throw tomatoes at him.
That's not going to happen. You think?
I would love it.
Because his mega people will probably be threatening him and there'll be a war. That's your war. If you lay one hand on Trump.
You lay one hand on my orange God, I swear.
You're going down.
And if he does go to prison, I'm sending him money there and putting money on his books.
Thank you.
He'll have every bacon, anything he wants in there. Those noodles, that ravioli can, whatever all of that stuff, anything he wants.
We're taking care of him.
Slim Jims, all of that stuff. Potato chips, what he wants in there, he's getting.
That usually happens with cult leaders. People going to take care of their
We're holding them down.
Oh, gosh.
Like the brides of Helter Skelter.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of this nut job.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Biden,